Hi everyone, this is Casper, the boy diviner, here today with you. I'm gonna do a tarot tag again today, and it's called a hashtag TarotTube. And this is I was tagged by Julie from Peekaboorose. So thank you to her for tagging me, because I usually don't do videos like this where I just answer questions. I feel like this kind of video might be a little self-indulgent for me, just because I don't know, I just feel like, showing tarot decks, talking about tarot, talking about Chinese metaphysics and other things like that. I feel like those things I bring more value than talking about myself. But I mean, it's always good to try out new things. Alright, so I'll be diving into the first question. What made you start tarot tubing? Also, just before I continue, I have not prepared any answers for these, so I'm just gonna answer them on the fly. I did prepare some for the tarot specific ones, but so what made you start tarot YouTubing? Okay, I started my channel mainly because I wanted to learn more about Chinese metaphysics. I've been studying feng shui with my masters, and I felt like I wasn't really getting it as much as I would like. And everyone knows, when you don't understand something, maybe the best way is to force yourself to teach someone else about it. Think about how you want to memorize things, and help other people. So when you start teaching other people, and when other people say that it's helpful, that's also how you start to learn and start to remember, and it motivates you to push yourself to break down content for others. So I think one of the more popular videos on my channel, which I have since neglected, is the one about trigrams. What happened? Why was there a shift towards tarot in the end? Because for Chinese metaphysics, it really takes a lot out of me to try to break down concepts, because there are a lot of times I just blindly memorize things. I don't really understand them enough to teach. And even though that was what I started out with, I feel like showing tarot decks, because tarot walkthroughs have always been so useful to me. Hearing perspectives about different tarot decks before I buy them was also very helpful. I thought that was where I could come in, show some decks that are not really easily seen online. So when I started out, also I only showed decks that I have not seen. Like the Persephone Tarot, I didn't see many other people doing a full walkthrough of that. Like the Neon Moon Tarot, I also didn't see many people doing a lot of walkthroughs on that, and that was basically what I felt like. That was my value. I'm going to just show decks that I took a risk on, and got them, and talk about how I felt about them, so that other people can make a more informed decision. And then as I continued, I think Sacred Space Japan, she commented once about how it's your perspective on decks that adds to the value to a video as well. That even if someone big like the Hermit's Cave or Kelly from the Truth in Story, if they did a walkthrough of the Danilov Tarot, you can also do it too, and just add your 2 cents to it. And then when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, maybe I shall try. And that's where I started to push myself to become more of a content creator than just sparse videos where I felt like I could add value. Yeah, I think I rambled a lot, but I felt like that's why I started to really tarot YouTube. Alright, what is the tarot scene like in your area? For people who don't know me yet, I live in Singapore. Singapore is in a perpetual summer, so totally irrelevant to the question, but seasons don't matter to us. So when you talk about seasonal correspondences, I don't truly understand, because I have not lived a full year of season from spring to winter yet. I have not done that. Maybe someday I will move overseas and see how things are when I get the opportunity, but right now it's kind of foreign. We have to guess, I've been in a place in winter, I've been in that place in spring, but I have not lived in the same place and experienced all 4 seasons before. And I feel like there's integral when you want to do some work, seasonal work, like the Ostera, or with tarot correspondences. Okay, back to the question. What is the tarot scene like in your area? Okay, Singapore's tarot scene is actually growing a lot. You'll be surprised, and I'm kind of surprised, because more and more tarot readers from Singapore, we are following each other on Instagram, and all of us are from all different walks of life. I've also went for a few tarot meetups, I think 2 in particular, with a man called Rowan Ong. He actually hosts, or he's the key person, the person who organizes these tarot meetups. I have not gone since, because Number one, I'm super busy. Number two, I felt like while it's a welcoming space, a lot of it's centered around giving practice free readings to each other, and I don't feel comfortable doing free readings. In Chinese or in Hokkien, I'm not sure what dialect this is. They call this pangtang. Pangtang is like superstitious, so I don't really like doing free readings for people just because, there's talk about karma coming back to you if you help someone who wasn't supposed to be helped. Unless they pay you for a service, they paid you, and that's why the karma is like offset. Okay, and there's also all those talks about energy exchange and things like that. So going there, I feel a bit pressured sort of to give free readings. Also in Singapore, I feel like I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, okay? So any Singaporeans watching this, don't be offended. This is just how I feel, and if I'm wrong, please feel free to prove me wrong and show me more. I'm actually going for one of the next meetings because Susan Chang is coming, and let me know if you guys want to have like a small vlog or a small like maybe I can tell you what happened, or if I'm able, I can take some videos while I'm at the event. Anyway, she's one of my idols. What the tarot scene is like in Singapore. I would say sometimes I see comments on the Singapore tarot forums, on Facebook groups, like someone deals a card and say that, can you help me with this interpretation? I feel like this might mean this, and it's like the Queen of Wands, right, or something. And the interpretation was she's overbearing. She's an overbearing boss. Some people can just come in and say, hey, like Queen of Wands is not an overbearing boss. Queen of Wands is a charismatic woman. Only Queen of Swords can be a overbearing boss. That's not like the thing I subscribe to. I feel like tarot is really based on the reader and the cards talking to each other. I don't see that there is anything wrong or right with interpretation. You can offer an alternative one. That's how I feel sometimes about the Singapore tarot scene. I feel like there's a right and wrong. I also feel like in the Singapore tarot scene, there is less of a issue with predictive readings. We don't really care. We just do predictive readings because most people want predictive readings. It could be because of our Han Chinese culture, where you go to a place, you say what will happen, and you shake that we call it at the Guan Yin Miao, Guan Yin, and you shake these sticks. It basically tells you something good or something bad will happen. So we have less reservations about that. But I also feel a bit uncomfortable when people ask me tough questions like, will this go well for me? Like, and that's why I don't really participate as much as I would like. I have all these reservations. I have reservations about people touching my cards as well without consent, and sometimes that's what people do just because they don't know. I mean, it could be up to me to educate someone or tell someone, hey, I don't feel comfortable with you touching my deck, but I think sometimes it's easier to just stay at home and interact with people on TarotTube, over the net, with people, I vibe with more, maybe. But no, I'm still very excited about Singapore's tarot scene. I'm looking forward to participate more. Yeah. Okay, name an overrated deck and an underrated deck. This was a super hard question because overrated decks, it's so hard to pick one. I mean, there are very few in a way. Maybe the first one I might talk about is the Wild Unknown Tarot, but I feel bad for saying that because it was my third deck and it was great for what it was. I was blown away by how beautiful cardstock can be. I'm blown away about how beautiful some images can be. At the same time, I felt like it was a bit overrated because for my deck, the prints, maybe I should have taken it out to show you guys, but the prints are like shifted all to one side. It wasn't printed right in the center. I think some people do talk about that in their videos. I also feel like there was a lot of hype around the deck because it was like the first deck that made people feel like it was accessible. So overall, a bit of an overrated deck. The second overrated deck, I know people don't like to talk about this. People might hate me, but whatever. I'm gonna steal this from Art and Tarot by D. I think the Dark Mansions Tarot, while I don't own it, I think it's an overrated deck, and I have to explain why. The art is beautiful. I just feel like all the pain that people go through to get the deck on all these Facebook groups makes the deck very overrated. I'm an international, basically I'm from Singapore, so ordering decks already take a long time. I see people getting those decks lost. I see people getting those decks taking really long to come. I see people who get really rude replies from the makers of that deck. So it's not something I can abide by, and that's why it's overrated for me. I will never get a deck from someone like that. You know, I've been very lucky so far. Even damaged decks that I've got, because of how far it is, I understand that, you know, sometimes boxes get thrown around a bit. I've always gotten very kind and replies at least, or even replacement cards most of the time. So I'm really lucky. Okay, an underrated deck. I have 2 underrated decks as well. The first one I already showed in one of my previous videos, the Spolia Tarot. I don't see people talking about this deck enough. It is a beautiful deck. It has extra cards. If you're into astrology, this deck is fantastic. The other one, I also shown it before, it's the Weird Cat Tarot. I don't know why people don't own this deck. I feel like this deck is a great, cute, accessible deck. Okay, and it wasn't expensive when I ordered it, so I think everyone should consider about this deck. I would put the link, you know, to watch walkthroughs of the Weird Cat Tarot somewhere there. Okay, tarot in one word. Tarot in one word, that's really hard. Julie said fun, which I find fantastic, but I think I would say tarot in one word. I don't know. Tarot in one word. You know, even if you give me 10 words, I don't know how I'm gonna summarize it. Tarot. It's helpful. I'll just say it's helpful, okay? And then we can move on. We can finally move on from the awkward pause. Okay? You've probably seen a fade out. I think my camera, something happened, okay? So, anyway, name 3 small tarot channels. This is question number 5. 3 small tarot YouTube channels. I'm a tiny channel, so I don't know what's small. I'm gonna just say three channels that I feel like are quite small, probably smaller. I'm not sure. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna say their names. If you know them, good. If you don't know them, then I'm happy because I at least brought the attention to you guys. Okay, so the first one I talk about is Joe the Tarot Guy. I'm not too sure how long he has been making videos, but his channel is growing. I also like tarot reviews, which is such a great name for a channel, and I'm not sure why he doesn't have more followers than he does. I mean what I really like is the flip through of the alchemical tarot magnum opus. I'm really thinking about getting that deck, and that was the only walkthrough that I could find. And the last one is a friend of mine. Her name is Valerie. I'm not sure if she's okay with me saying her name, but she's at the Slightly Chipped Moon. So that's another Singaporean tarot YouTuber that maybe you can check out. Okay. Okay. 6. Your favorite type of tarot video on YouTube. Okay. So while I'm guilty of this and I do a lot of tarot walkthroughs and flip throughs, I feel like I enjoy them only when I want to buy a deck. And when I'm bored, I do like leave it on while I did other things. Like I'll watch Kelly in the Truth and Story because she's so calming, just flipping through cards again and again. I'm just listening. But that's not my favorite type of tarot video. My favorite type of tarot video is when there's an actual review, not just talking about the images, not just saying what comes to their head. What my favorite type is takes effort, and I think the closest that I've seen mainly are from maybe from Katie Flowers. So sometimes she actually goes through a review. You can watch a review on the Sakurai Beetle deck. She talks about her opinion on the deck, the pros and the cons, what she likes about the cards. She intersperses her voice over with the cards and things like that, and that's a real review to me. Like I really understood what's good about the deck, what is less good about the deck, what she liked about the deck, things like that. I feel like that's my favorite type of YouTube video. Okay, I don't really see that often because I think that even I myself was find it really hard. I tried doing it with the Marigold Tarot, but I felt like it wasn't successful. I don't feel like I could structure my video or my thoughts as well as I would like. Okay, number 7. What would you think, say, do if tarot doesn't exist? So there are 2 contexts here, right? The first one is if tarot didn't exist from the start, from the beginning of time, and suddenly I'm in this world and I'm not aware that it existed, I think I would have found a different avenue. I studied the Chinese metaphysics, so maybe I would have done more I Ching readings, the King Wen I Ching readings, or Plum Blossom, or whatever. And that's what I think I will go to. Tarot isn't the only divination method that I feel like is out there. it is to me the most accessible one because knowledge and content about it is all over the net. But for like I Ching readings and things like that, they are more obscure. You know, I feel like Chinese occultism is still very like behind the veil and still very expensive to actually access those secrets, and everyone's saying different things. Whereas the tarot is really widespread. There are commonly agreed upon things. So I think I would have moved towards another type of divination, but I probably wouldn't be so deep into it, or maybe more as dependent on it. Okay, the other context is tarot suddenly just disappeared, right? If it just suddenly disappeared but we all knew it existed, and the decks all just poof and it disappeared, I think someone will just make a new deck and we'll continue. If I had to, I'll just make my own with paper and a pen, just writing down all the majors and minors just from memory. Okay, and then question 8, do you use tarot apps? I don't personally. I've heard so many good things about them. I have the Labyrinthos app. I downloaded it on a whim just for fun to learn the tarot, but you know, there's some bugs here and there, and while it's a great app, I stopped using it just because I'm not used to yeah, I'm just not used to it. I really wanted to learn, but I don't use them. Okay, my favorite thing about the tarot community is about how welcoming and loving they are. Like people like my videos without me prompting them to, and I'm really grateful for that. People comment on my videos, people talk to me, people refer to me and give me shout outs on their channels, and that's really heartening. I feel so appreciative of this welcome. Yeah, the likes really help because I don't know why, but someone always comes into my video like within the first few hours to dislike it. I have or had some sort of stalker in my past, and it could be him like wreaking havoc, but it could just be my own head going crazy. You know, I get very paranoid after that experience. Okay, tarot video ideas. That's a great one. I had an idea about 5 decks I was most intimidated by. I'm thinking of doing 3 decks that I most regret getting. Not to say that those decks were bad. So I just want to do more. People do anti-haul videos, which I love. Yeah, but I don't think that's a new idea. How about people do more like tarot reviews, like the ones I like? Yeah. Those are my sad few ideas that I have. I wish people would maybe do what I did previously about decks that they're intimidated by, because honestly, like even right now, I just wanna, even though I'm intimidated by difficult decks, I still love difficult decks. I mean, that was the reason why I bought those decks, right? Okay, who do I tag? I'm tagging the Slightly Chipped Moon just because I'm just trying to push another Singaporean to share their views and thoughts. It'll be nice to also connect on YouTube. So yeah, I'm gonna DM you to tell you that I tagged you, so you can't escape this, okay? Yeah, I had a good time doing this video. I don't know if this brought any value to you guys except for seeing my face again. I don't know if that's value. But just let me know what you think. Let me know if what you prefer to see from me. If it's possible, help me like my videos if possible. If you do like it. If you don't like it, feel free to dislike, but if possible, it'll be great to get some feedback, a comment like, I didn't like this video because your audio is too loud, or can you up your volume a bit. I've received comments about upping my volume, so I've purposefully done that for the past few ones. I hope it made a difference. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. You guys have a great rest of the day. Take care. Bye.